So once we take the square root of both sides, what do we end up with on the left-hand side? X minus 7/4 equals, well, here's a problem, right? I'm going to come over here to the side. Isn't this the same as this? Yeah? Now, normally that might be a mess, right? But this time it's not a mess, is it? Because we know the square root of 16, don't we? Okay? We also know the square root of -1. Do you know any part of the square root of 183? Do you know anything that divides into 183 that you do know the square root of? No? So we got our plus or minus. We got our I from the negative. Then we have our 183 inside the square root all over 4. So all that's left to do to solve for x is I add 7/4 to both sides. X is going to equal 7/4 plus or minus I root 183 over 4. Or we can also write it as 7 plus or minus I root 183 all over 4. Since these have common denominators, I can go ahead and combine the numerators, yes? Okay? Now, was this significantly harder than any of the other examples that I gave you today? No, the only thing you didn't like was the fractions, right? The 5th grade math, that's the part that you don't like. Okay? All the other steps were exactly the same, weren't they? Well, except for this first part, right? We had to divide by 2 to make everything, to make the leading coefficient 1. But we got rid of this term. We completed the square by adding it on both sides. We went to the binomial. We took the square root of both sides to solve for x, and then we added this term or subtracted this term, whatever we need to do to both sides to actually solve for x. It's the same as all of the other examples that we did today. Yeah? You feel confident about this? Okay. Would you please circle the following questions on your worksheet? 6, 7, 12, 13, and 18. Notice, please, the instructions on the front page. All you're doing is finding the value of c that completes the square. So, for example, 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 squared is 9. All you're putting for your answer right here is c equals 9. Okay? On the back of the first page, please circle 6, 7, 8, and 10. 6, 7, 8, and 10. And on the second part of this, 13, 18, and 23. Whoa, 23. Okay? Any questions?